what influences us and our teachers to teach a certain way. And I looked at this critically, as we all should, and I discovered one thing, that the traditions are very important to understand the voice, and we should study traditions, and we should learn from traditions as much as we can or could. But the problem with traditions is that some traditions are based on the prejudiced knowledge that comes from one teacher to another, and or from another great singer who was asked how you would do it. Maestro, what do you do when you, let's say, sing high C? And he can say, well, I do this and that. And so, oh, that's great. So the school is formed. The crystallized knowledge becomes. So Maestro, let's say Caruso, did it this way. So let's just mimic his way, and we'll all be like Caruso's. But Enrico Caruso denied himself. He said, if I have any method, he said, it's only applicable to me. In these lessons, don't expect the complete knowledge. In these lessons, you can be and take a critical approach, because it's important for you to learn this way. Only being critical, you can achieve the success, because then you start to understand it within you. Otherwise, you'll be kind of enslaved to the method or to your teacher. And at a certain point of your life, you realize that it didn't work, but it might be too late. How can we break away from traditions? As for those who don't know, I have also a technical education, and I have a diploma of engineer, in engineering and communication, and I like science very much, and it really helped me to be critical as a scientist. But I do understand the limited role of science. Science cannot teach you that what is science of singing. It's a science of acoustics, and it's human psychology, and everything that is not connected to the tradition of singing, but it examines it without any prejudice. How does our system function, and all that stuff, so that we can really look critically at that. Because many schools are based on preconceived knowledge, the knowledge that is carrying on a certain traditions of the successful singers that sang before, and therefore they make a big mistake, because this method that is applying to some dead singers before you is not going to be a very great help to you personally, to develop your personal, unique voice and talent. Nevertheless, many schools proclaim they have an individual approach. The real individual approach, as I understand it, is learning from the student. As much as student learns from you, you learn from the student. If you don't learn from the student, you cannot help him really. You will fall into another trap of the so-called methods, and you will lead him towards this particular method. Maybe it's more versatile, but still it will be a method. So science of singing disperses all this unreal thing, or let's say the imagery that is crystallized as an absolute truth in some schools. And in fact, this imagery or these tricks can be used, of course, but they cannot be crystallized. They should be used according to a singer's talent and nature. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That's an essential part of understanding singing scientifically. It's not that science can teach you really how to sing, but you start to understand it critically as a teacher. And you don't say, for example, you don't suggest that every student sings into the mask, for example, or sings to the last person in the audience. which is a very common cliche type of method today that causes big problems with many young students. Though this cliche works sometimes with particular students, you see, when it's crystallized and make it a method, it brings actually bad results. So that was my point, that we respect traditions, we use them, but we have to be critical. And I hope that my programs will reflect that criticism. Also, my programs will be evolving, hopefully also. And it means that there might be some controversial maybe and contradictory statements. But I'd like to give you an interesting answer of another great philosopher, Osho, who was asked by a correspondent, listen, Guru, you 10 years ago you said something like this, and then you're saying the opposite thing. You contradict yourself. And so the Osho's answer was, the man who does not contradict himself is a complete fool. The contradiction is a part of our life, and the growth brings these contradictions. What we know today about certain things, tomorrow we have to keep our eyes open, and it only will be a deeper knowledge and greater knowledge than yesterday. Tomorrow may totally cancel yesterday. And this is a part of the existential method that I follow. And if you like this type of learning and teaching, you can join my channel, you can subscribe to it, and I'll be glad to give you some insights and some help, and I will answer your questions, and I will put again, some master classes and some discussions about singing, and thank you very much for watching. This is Franco Tenelli.
E sempre misero chi adesso affido, chi le confida, mal cauto il cuore, ormai non sentesi, felice a pieno, chi su quel seno non li va amore, la donna in macchina